It's Wednesday, April 4th, 2018, and Q just had a big drop today, and most of it's just pointing to the fact that April seems to be the month that things are going to start rolling out into the open. And I'm going to say right now that that's what I think is going to happen, and everything's ready for it. And the fact that the National Guard is now being deployed to the border, I think, says it all. This is where it's really starting to pull our eyelids up a little bit, shake us awake, and get us ready for this. There's a lot more that Q got into, but that's really what I'm going to focus on is the military at the border. I mean, it goes on and on. A lot of this stuff that we know, it seems to be suggesting once again that Mueller is part of this sting operation, if you want to call it that. He's working with Trump, not against Trump, which does seem to be the case when you look at it. Mueller, as the whole Strzok page texts, would never have been known if it wasn't for Mueller basically pointing to it. And Mueller's just been helping the whole time, it seems, and that's what Q is suggesting. As far as the border, one of the Q posts opens up troops to border, clown black ops, CIA black ops. And then it goes on to explain why it's important to block the border. And it lists off money, power, control, slaves, sheep, pawns, mass extermination events designed to decrease threat level of population, gun control, wars, election rigging, control, pharma. It says the wall means more than you know. The fight for the wall is for so much more. And then from Bloomberg.com, Trump to deploy National Guard units to protect southern border. Department of Homeland Security is making it sound like it's going to be rather immediate and rather large and rather broad. From the Military Times, Pentagon says it's looking at ways to expand border duties. And now the Pentagon just got $750 billion in this recent omnibus. And there was a lot of speculation that that money was going to be used, because it can be used constitutionally, to enforce the border. And that seems to be exactly what we're seeing now with the Pentagon, Department of Homeland Security, Q. Now, taking into consideration the idea of military tribunals, people being tried with treason. When you imagine this, the first thing you think of is how are people going to react, especially since the mainstream clown media has been telling everyone that there's a dictator in the office and that he's going to start like rounding people up and putting them in the ovens or something like that. So you got to think, if what happens all of a sudden, if say he starts rounding up thousands of criminals, and maybe some of the sleeping sheep will have a bad reaction to this, and they think that it's some type of tyranny, some type of horror show unfolding. And so the way I've been picturing it is there's going to have to be some way of easing this into it. The sleeping mind-controlled masses is not something to underestimate. It can react, I would imagine, quite unpleasantly. So what the troops at the border seems to do is it's at least introducing the idea of the military now being involved in areas where they aren't normally involved. The past, I don't know, over a year has been extraordinary as far as unprecedented news and events and happening. And so it's almost redundant to say, but it looks like we're in for another incredible month. And I think this is the one where a lot of us have been impatiently waiting for. I think everything's ready now to go. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.